I need to just go through what we're going to review first. The first thing I'm going to review today on this live stream is that side, the iRulu 7-inch 16GB tablet. I have it here. It's been provided to me free for review, so we're going to have a look at that. I need to just change my Twitch settings because I've gone live a little bit too early. So this is a tech review, and it is the iRulu 7-inch 16GB quad-core tablet. So there you go, that's what it is. It is the iRulu X Pro. Now, it actually comes up in Windows as an X47 when you plug it in. It immediately shares its storage with you over USB. It comes with a nice USB cable, and it's a USB-C connector on the end. So it's a standard piece of kit. The reason I've had to open it first, now I did do a recorded live opening, but the reason I've done this now is because, can you see this crease? Yeah, it came a little bit squashed. It was only wrapped by Amazon, and this is Amazon's fault, not iRulu. It only came wrapped in one layer of cardboard. And I personally don't think that was enough, and I will be giving them packaging feedback about that. The tablet seems to have survived no problem. I'm opening it up now. So that's the top of the box. It comes like this. All this packing bubble wrap has been popped. It's basically all popped. There's one or two left. But this has been crushed as well. This is the base. Now, it is only a simple cardboard cutout, and the USB cable is in there. So that's fine. A little bit disappointed with the packaging, which is, you know, this is fairly tough. That's fairly tough stuff. But what Amazon have wrapped it in was terrible. And it comes in a sleeve out like that, and then in here we have the actual tablet. And I've had this open already and on it. You've got a screen protector that comes with it, and it does warn you to charge this for 10 hours before you first use it. Mine, I believe, came pre-charged. Okay. Now, the build quality is okay. It's not the best. That's it. That's the iRulu stuff. I thought this looked quite, you know, it really doesn't express that this is a quad-core processor tablet. But can you see that? You could just make it out if it will focus. You could just see there is actually a dot. It isn't a dead pixel. It's something between the screen layers during manufacture. And that's a real disappointment. It's a real letdown of what is otherwise a really good tablet. It's $45.99 if you purchase this at the time of this review. And that, it's gone, you can't see it now, but it's actually something white on black. Can you see it now? There? See it? There? You see it? I can just make it out. I know what I'm looking at. There, you see. Right there to my finger. And the shadow of my finger there. It's something white between the background. Now, this is just a clamshell opening. I could probably take the back off, maybe play about with it, but I'm not going to. So, first things first, the external control. Now, the screen is really nice. It is, what is it actually? It's 1280. So 1280 by 800. So it's not a HD screen, but it's decent enough. You've got your standard airplane mode, whether you want to rotate it or not. You've got Bluetooth, which works fine. It paired up to my actual phone, no problem. There's a size comparison. This is a 7-inch tablet to my 3.5-inch phone. So we're going up that scale of factor. Weight-wise, my phone weighs about the same. But this is a steel back phone. It's brushed aluminium, steel, whatever it is. This is all plastic. It is all plastic. And perhaps the worst thing on it, the absolute worst thing, is the speaker. The sound from that speaker is hopeless. There is just a single speaker. It's not quad. It isn't forward facing. You've got your hand over it when you're holding the tablet. The speaker is the big letdown. The speaker and that dot really want me to give this only 4 stars, but I'm not done yet. I mean, I've not really got to use it very much. There is over the top of the screen, there's a cutout around the camera. There's a front camera, there's a rear camera. You've got on off, volume, We've got headphones, which are fine. When you plug in your headphones into it, the sound is fine. USB, as I said, is a standard and it will detect. I'm not sure why there's a sticker over the back of that. It would be nice if that sticker wasn't there. They obviously printed something on. But it's designed by iRulu in the United States, but built in China. So it has probably come straight from China with that dot on it, and hey ho. I hope this isn't indicative. Now, this is my big problem with it, and I think I don't know if it's a device thing or what. That's that way around. If we turn it completely over, it responds. Oh, it's responded and gone into the... Right. My problem is at the moment is that this is not... It's not very good at working out which way is up. This just... It does... Basically, it will do that way and that way in landscape mode. Okay. But now it's gone upside down. That is upside down in portrait mode. Which is just annoying. So, just for this review, I'm going to turn off auto rotate and leave it in portrait mode and see what it says. Okay, and really annoyingly, that I would consider as up. That is the camera at the top. So really annoyingly, it considers portrait mode up as that way. So that's now fixed position. It thinks it's that way. I may be able to configure that. I will have a play, but out of the box, if I was a non-technical user, that would annoy me. Now, just on the other things, there is actually a little bubble there. Can you see it? You can just make it out. That is because there is another something or other on top of the screen. I don't know if it's a protector. I don't know if it's meant to be removed. There's certainly a cutout around the camera, as I said. So there's a cutout here and a bobble there. But I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to presume that that is meant to be on there. So build quality, satisfactory. It's not the best. It's not fantastic. This is, the back is just hollow. You can actually flex it and move it a little bit. I'm going to say if I drop this, the back would probably, or the screen would probably pop out the back. Yeah, I can part it without any force, just with my finger. One finger, and I can see the gubbins in there. In fact, I can see the light coming out. Unfortunate things. I definitely set the time on this thing, and it's forgot the time. I definitely set it. It's remembered my Wi-Fi, the date and time. This is all just standard Android stuff, so I'm not going to worry. Oh, it's set to Eastern Daylight Time. We want British Summertime. I don't want to use the network time. I want to use the time now, and it's got the right time now, set it to the right location. So just because of the location, when I set up the tablet, it came in the United States Eastern Time Zone, and it wasn't obvious. It didn't ask me. The other two things it did during power up, and you'll have to watch my unboxing video, which is slightly more rough and ready than this. What happened was you had the Android setup going on, and then iRulu had their own software. So you'd be in the Android, iRulu would pop in, you'd finish talking to this, and then this would be back. So you were constantly feeling as if you were changing software. But it's okay. I mean, let's have a look. It feels okay. It feels fine. And performance-wise, okay, I'm going to open Chrome. So this is, you know, it's performant. It's doing what I want it to do. Let me go to the BBC News. And yes, I have my television license, so I'm allowed to do this. You know, that's really quick. You know, we can how quick? That's really just, that's fine. Other tablets that we've got, cheaper tablets than this one, rubbish. This is a quad core. It's a gig of RAM. It's got 4 processors. They're A33 processors, I believe. Again, the gubbins is all in this, which I'll link below. I quite like this. I quite like this unit. I'm going to use it for a few more weeks before I post a final verdict. Initially, I'm going to say it's a 4 out of 5. It's It's nearly fantastic. For this price, I've got to say it's the best tablet I've ever used. In the higher bracket, I've obviously used Samsung Galaxy range of products. In the lower range, I've had the £25 tablet that the wife has. And in the middle, I've got my phone, which is obviously an Android phone. This is a lot more performant than this, but that's £150 worth. This is £50 worth, if that. If we just jump to something to YouTube. Actually, I was going to jump to it on the web browser, but I'm going to do it through the app. So they've got the YouTube app. I don't want to install that right now. I don't care about that right now. It's still going through, bits and bobs. There's actually a new version of this. It's just found. Which, if I install it now, we'll be here all day. So, what do I want to find? Here's one of my videos, my Ryobi review video. I've maximised it. You can't hear the sound, so let's have a turn up. See, I'm already reaching to here, but obviously it's upside down right now. So up is the down arrow here, and it's exited. That's really annoying. And now we open Chrome. Just because it's upside down, it's really annoying. So I've been looking at a new one, and the new one I picked is actually here. I don't know if you can hear how tinny that is. So it's just a single speaker, but on headphones it's fine. It's a standard 3.5mm jack. It's no big deal. So that's it held the right way up, and obviously I'm now upside down on there. I'm going to see, even the menu's coming out upside down, so I want to actually auto rotate. I feel like I'm starting a timer on an egg. It's not going to realise, is it? Shake the snow globe. Nah, it's not going to turn over. Is it going to realise I've done that? It's really disappointing. That is, so the rotation, the thing on the screen, and the sound are losing this a star, where otherwise it would be fantastic. And I think if I'm going to give this a 4-star review, because it's a decent performing tablet. It just has these little niggles. Is it worth it for the money? I'd say it is. The other thing that I have tried to do is use things like Evernote. I am constantly making notes on paper. I draw diagrams. I have all sorts of bits of information always lying around me. The one thing I have a problem with is, especially with the rainy weather we've had this week, I'm in the office, I'm busy working, I've got a whole bunch of notes I want to take home with me. My answer has been fold them up and bring them with me, or carry great big notebooks. It's old school, but I carry them. This, I think I want to replace those notebooks with. So one of the key things I'm going to do with it is use the camera. So since it won't play ball with being rotated, I will exit out. I will go into camera. Now it does say it's a 2 megapixel camera, and in the configuration it comes out as 1.9. So there's what you see. So that's the back, that is behind me. So my bookshelf, so bookshelf is here. This is the door, obviously the ceiling. You can see, you can make out the pattern in the plaster on the ceiling. What I'm going to do is take a picture of me taking a picture of that. A little bit blurry, it took its time. I don't know if the actual image will be blurry, so it's now settled down. And I've took that picture again. I have no idea, there's no flash on that, I don't believe. But the screen does a pretend flash. If we watch, do you see the pretend flash? There is no real flash there. Now, the update rate on that is about, what is it? It's less than 15 frames a second. You can just make out the motion, and the motion blur is the biggest problem. If I swiggle this around, there's no way that's keeping up at all. But it's fine. So then it's fine for the price. I mean, it's not a problem. We can swap to the front camera. So there we are, swapped to the front camera, which is exactly the same performance as the rear camera. I think they're probably identical cameras. There's no bias either way. So will this do a nice selfie? Let's have a look. I'm trying to not let you see all my junk. We'll see what that looks like. Yeah, it's fine. Just look at the other options. So we've got a grid on, grid off, and we've got a timer. So it only does a 3-second or a 10-second timer. So I could place this down, press the button, and it's doing a nice countdown. It lets you know it's going to take the picture. There we go. So this does the blue flash, and then you get the main area now. Obviously now, there we go, you can cancel it as well. It's quite good. So I'll change that back to instant, and I want video. How do I record video? Lets me swap to that side, but it isn't obvious how to record motion video. Not at all obvious. And it's not obvious how to get out of it because I don't know which way is up now. Okay, well, we've got all these pictures. I mean, it's very performant when I'm trying to do things with it. Look, I'm spinning through all the pictures. These are all the test pictures I've taken here just now. So obviously I've got a drink on the table. This is quite low light as well. It's bright in here right now, but I can tell you I did this last night and there were still decent pictures in the dark. They were a little bit more grainy, but whatever. That's the selfie it took. Now, it is a bit blurry, and I will post these directly. He's a handsome chap, isn't he? I wish. Interestingly, holding it with my hand over there, I don't know if you can see that, but it's actually picking up the folds of my fingerprints and of my palm, which is impressive at that range. So that's okay. It's a fine little thing. I now need to know which way it's up because I want to escape this. Oh, there we go. Okay, that isn't obvious at all, and this isn't how any others use. If I do that, I can now switch to video. So I will take some video, and there we go. Resolution and quality. Back camera 4:3, 1.9 megapixels. Front camera 4:3. 0.43 megapixels. It is a lower res. Now I thought I read that this wasn't. I thought I read they were exactly the same. No, I'm reading on there 0.3 front. My bad, folks. My bad. I didn't read that very well. So 1.9 megapixels on the rear, 0.3 on the front. It's going to record SDP 480p, and that's the only option for video. So it's not going to be fantastic. It's certainly not dash cam quality, so you couldn't sit this in the windscreen and let it record your drive or anything like that. It would just about record half decent. I mean, actually, one thing this might actually be useful for myself is the note thing. The note thing is the big thing, but video wise, just to monitor an area, it would be fine for that for me. I know it sounds a bit silly to use a tablet for that purpose, but you can tuck a tablet into a bookshelf and people don't notice it. It's very useful. It certainly would be okay for recording in a lecture. It's got 16 gigs of storage. It's going to be fine. In fact, I'm just looking for a sound recorder. There we go. Let's record your message, but it's not telling me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. Okay, done. And we'll go to the storage. I know there's a file manager because I've seen it. I've been in it. This is so annoying. Sorry, it's so annoying. It won't rotate. I'm now stuck in that portrait mode. So ES File Explorer. Come on. Long press to drag, pinch to zoom. There's a new version. Okay, okay. So I want to go to recording, ES Media Player. Once I caught a fish. Alright, now I'm going to check if that is the... Oh! I made a funny noise. I want to check if that is the speaker. That's good. That would easily record in a lecture. For 50 quid, I could go and record in university lectures, meetings. I could happily just sit this recording on the table, I think, and it would be fine. I don't know where it picked up from. There's no indication where the microphone is. I'm going to assume the microphone was on the rear because it felt like it. So I could easily hold this like this and be recording the sound and vision, and there'd be no problem. I actually quite like this. So pros, it performs really well. It plays video no problem. The sound on the headphones is good. The recording quality is decent enough to keep a record of something. I certainly wouldn't say this is going to record you high definition video because it's not going to. It does standard definition 480p only. The front camera is not going to do much. You're going to take the odd selfie. It's going to be used for lining something up maybe. I'm certainly not going to blog to it. This camera on this one is a lot better than this, but you're talking, you know, this is, you know, double the price. It's almost, this one was a third the price of this one, you know. But for $45.99, is this okay? Do you know what? I think it is. I think this is a decent piece of kit. I actually, it's thinking about rotating the screen. Oh, it's now rotated the screen the correct way around. Oh, briefly. It's now gone back to there. Damn your... I want you to... There we go. No? Will it? No. So let's hold it that way, look. There we go. It's the right way round. That's the first time it's been the right way round in ages. So open that up. It's the right way round. Okay, if I shut off the screen, start the screen again, and turn it that way. Not a chance. Not a hope. About there. No. So it is possible to get it back that way round. I'm actually going to turn off auto rotate now. I'm going to leave it in portrait mode because I want it that way up like a piece of paper. I've now got it where I want it finally. That was a bit of a fiddle. Wi-Fi, fine. It's using the G-class wireless on in my house. There's no problem. It feels okay. The screen, apart from these large black borders, it's okay. And that dot. We try and see it again now. And you just see, there it is, the white dot. Anything else is me, but that white dot is, it's definitely underneath the glass. But it's not a dead pixel. I have turned this screen bright red with a picture, and I can see that it's not a pixel. It's not a dead pixel. It's a piece of cruft between the screen inside. Build quality, decent, not the best. It's plastic, and the speaker is the worst thing. So the rotation, the speaker, and overall the dot on the screen. Lose this a star, where otherwise, for this price, it would get 5. Battery life, I'm not going to be able to comment on now. I will come back and comment on it. I'm going to use this for a good week. I'm going to try and get anything else done. And then what is my use for it was the notes and taking notes. I'm not going to be able to use it. It doesn't write very easily with a finger. And I've tried 3 different styluses on it. None of them work. It's unfortunate that you can't accurately take notes directly on the screen. Certainly nothing like a Galaxy Note. Samsung Galaxy Note would let you do that, and it comes with a stylus for it. But that's a completely different screen technology. This is a cheap capacitive touchscreen. it's fine. It does what it needs to do. And how I'm going to do the notes is I'm going to take a picture. With all this storage, there's no problem. So if I just have a look, I have no idea what that is on top. What is that on top? I have no idea what's just popped up in the middle of my... There we go. I hope that hasn't been streaming that all along, otherwise I will be very annoyed. In fact, let me open Twitch again and have a look. No idea. Anyway, this is just one of my live streams for today. So this is the iRulu X Pro X4. It pops up in Windows, no problem. It's picked up in Linux, no problem. It's $45.99, and I would have to say it's a decent piece of kit. I am going to get hold of them and ask them about the dot under the screen before I do the review. And if they want to exchange it, I will let them, because this is well worth it. This is well worth interest in it, whatever. I will get a storage SD card for it and slip it in there. And what I might do, if it doesn't damage anything, is crack this case open and have a look if I can secure this any better or get that out of there. But only if they send me a replacement. I'm not going to play with this for the sake of playing with it. I'm going to use this. It will be used over the next few weeks. And my only reason for streaming this sort of mini introduction review now is that they are desperate for the review. They have demanded I give them the review. This came from Germany. It was dispatched from Germany, and it took over a week to come from Amazon. And I decided to tell the person that wanted to send it me, the person in charge. And I got what, in my opinion, was an annoying email. It was very much a case of, yeah, but give us the review. I was like, okay, I'm going to give you the review. Here is the review, in fact. And I'm mentioning the fact that you were very demanding of that review. Because if that's indicative of how you're going to talk to your customers, I'm going to worry. Now, I am going to register this device. In fact, I'm tempted to use it and see what's going off. Now, in the case came a $50 coupon, an extended 1-year warranty. That I'm going to assume is for all the iRulu store stuff that's on here. So we'll see. Interestingly, the picture of the tablet here is definitely not this tablet. It's a different orientation. And I'm trying not to sneeze now. So yeah, good stuff. Excuse me. I hate sneezing. It's great, but I hate it. Sorry. So yeah, photo retrieval, typing on your tablet, it's fine. I want the tablet to really be taking handwritten notes, but this will have to do. I'm impressed. 4 out of 5. Links will be below in the description. First live stream for today. I'll be back in about